Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Community Works. I'm Bernadette Welsh, your host. Each one of our shows highlights a local nonprofit agency in our community. Our goal is to educate you, our viewers, about the great work that's going on all around us every day by local agencies and their supporters. When people help their neighbors, everybody benefits. The focus of today's show is the need for personal hygiene products. And I have a lovely lady here, Tanaya Henry, who started a charity called Travel on a Mission, which supplies these things to local food pantries. I can't wait to have you meet her, so let's welcome Tanaya Henry to the show. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Okay, let's let our viewers learn a little bit about the mission. So could you tell us about that?
Sure. We focus 100% on hygiene, and we provide hygiene products for men, women, and children. So we try to focus on the entire family's needs for personal care.
Okay. So what inspired you to create it, and where does Traveler on a Mission come from? How does that all connect?
I get that question a lot. So Traveler on a Mission comes from, I'm always moving around, whether it's around town, but I think we all do. We're nomadic people. We're going to work, we're going to school, traveling for leisure or work. And I just noticed in my own personal travels that hygiene was an issue no matter what neighborhood, what state, or even what country I was in. And a lot of people just don't have access to hygiene products with the increased costs. So that's why we started Traveler on a Mission. So no matter where you are, you should always be on the mission to help other people.
Wonderful. And did you make a trip to the Caribbean at one point that inspired you a little bit? Weren't we talking about that at one point?
Yes, so I do try to go to the Caribbean every year, and I'm a descendant of two different islands, St. Kitts and Antigua, so I always go back there as often as I can. And I noticed there as well, there was hygiene issues there, not just from locals, but just from people from all over the globe come there to go to school or to work. And that's where I noticed that it's not just in my neighborhood. It's really a global issue, access to hygiene.
Wonderful. So I'm so glad you're doing this. So we're talking about what services that you offer, but how does it come together? I think you was telling me that you go to food pantries, so let's talk about the services that you offer and how the services are provided to the community.
Okay, so our main program is called the Wellness Wagon. So with the Wellness Wagon, we provide the basic needs of hygiene. So that's toothpaste, deodorant, and those type of things. So when we first started in 2019, we started 6 months before the pandemic. So initially, the program was written where we would have extra offering in the food pantry system. But with COVID and the way they had to change their servicing and how they serviced their clients with food, we didn't have the space to put in the hygiene products. So what we ended up doing was filling our red wagon and putting hygiene products in and just walking downtown New Haven or just in other areas to hand out hygiene products. So the Wellness Wagon kind of stuck, but the main point, that's us giving out the hygiene products, was our main focus.
And how did you get the food pantries to get on board? Did you have to educate them about it, or were they saying, oh, we wish we had somebody that would bring these things to us?
They were a little surprised at first. You are taken back. But once I explained that it is a basic need, and they do see what their clients need beyond the food. They can tell when they need clothing, when there's a shelter issue, transportation issue, or hygiene issue, which they're all basic needs. It's just the food pantries focused on their mission of food. So now when their clients come in to get food, they also have access to hygiene products, which really extends their offering, but it also meets an additional need of the community. So the partnership is just, it's a wonderful partnership.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
because otherwise how would you distribute what you have. I mean, you have this way; it's already set up for you. All you have to do is make the connection.
Right.
I think that's awesome. Now, do you have some certain locations you want to tell our viewers about that are in functioning now?
Yep. We are primarily in the Lower Naugatuck Valley, so that's Shelton, Derby. We're at Spooner House in Shelton. We're at Team Inc. in Derby. We're at Ansonia Salvation Army, Christ Church in Ansonia. We also service Seymour Oxford Pantry and Master's Table, which they're a little different. They give hot meals out, so more of a soup kitchen.
Yeah.
But when people come in to get a hot meal, they have an opportunity, if they need some hygiene products, to get that as well. So it works out quite well. And it also works out well because those clients that are going to get food, they're already making a stop to go get food at that location. If Traveler on a Mission opened up a hygiene pantry, let's say, then those clients who have transportation issues or other, financial restraints, they may not be able to make it to another location. So that's another reason why we made sure that we're not looking to open a hygiene pantry somewhere, but to go where the people are already going that need the service.
Wonderful. Would you like to get some more locations on your list?
We are looking, we're hoping that in 2024, there's one pantry that we do not service in the Valley, and that's St. Vincent de Paul in Derby. So we're hoping that, through donors and other supporters, that we'll be able to have the capacity to add on and get the full Valley serviced.
That'd be wonderful.
Yep.
That'd be wonderful. Great. Okay, so let's see if my wonderful director can put up some pictures for us so that we could give our viewers a little bit better feel for what Tanaya is doing. Okay, this is the most important screen, I think, Tanaya, that I'd like to spend a lot of time on. So could you explain this screen to our viewers?
So this screen, this is a list. We started out very funny. The top, I would say 4 items, the bar soap, shampoo, conditioner, lotion, and laundry detergent. That was our initial things that we started out with in 2019. As we surveyed our the clients and the people that we served, that's how we were able to get the other lists. So the people that are in need came back to us and said, this is what we really need.
Yeah.
So since we service through the food pantries, those items, for the most part, are at the pantries. The one exception is the underwear.
Right.
So I'll get back to the underwear in a minute. But those items will be at the pantries. When the clients go to a food pantry, I'm not sure if people know, they're only going there once a month.
Oh, only once a month.
Right. So some pantries might service twice a month.
Right.
But for the most part, you go there once a month. It's a supplementary to their food source. So with that, we make sure that when we service for the hygiene products, we only provide them with a full size of anything, full size toothpaste, full size deodorant,
yeah,
or
none
shampoo.
of these little hotel motel supply,
Right.
That people take from the hotel. You don't need that.
No, we don't need that. That's not going to get a family of 5. There are some very large families that we service. Family of 5, even a family of 4 is not going to go too long. 4 squeezes of toothpaste with kids, you don't have any more toothpaste. So we try to really stress that the donations that we need that's on that list is really full-size items. It doesn't have to be the jumbo size, the economy size, but just something, if it's laundry detergent, no less than 6 loads.
Got it.
Those type of things.
Got it.
Something, but there are people that do realize we do service large, families, 6 adults
Right,
or something.
right.
So they do give us, the 20 loads or however those big ones are.
Right.
But they also give, full-size toothpaste. They might give a pack of toothbrushes for the family.
Right. Or maybe like those the economy big packages of soap
Right.
or shampoo or
Right.
anything like that. I mean, yeah, it's good for our viewers to know that, because a lot of people do want to give, Tanaya, and they get mixed up. And they think that they're doing good, and then it's like, oh, no.
Yeah, no.
You know,
I think, and there's a place for those smaller items. I'm
When
sure
you're
there's
traveling.
right when you're traveling, or when I'm sure there's someone that might need it. It's just how we service, and we service families, and we know that they're not coming in all the time. It's not a weekly thing.
right.
It's not. We're providing all of their needs. It's really to get them through the month. Whether maybe they're getting paid bi-weekly and they just need help from that in-between time towards the end of the month, or maybe they're getting just other services or different financial support that comes in monthly, middle of the month, the end of the month. It might be tight to get them over. So we're really helping, the same way the food pantries help, is to get people over to sustain themselves for the next.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? It's like they might even be able to buy some soap,
Right.
but by the end of the month, they're finding that they're running out.
Right.
Or the laundry detergent, or the Lysol. I saw there was Lysol on the list.
Yes.
I mean, you really have to keep things clean in order to avoid disease and sickness.
Right, and that's one of the things that came about with the Lysol and the detergent. Just changing your sheets more frequently, especially this time of year. Everybody's coughing, and actually any time of year, because you're going to be sweating or what have you during the summer. But just to really, part of a healthy personal care is staying clean, and it's not just your body, but it's also your sheets, washing your sheets and your pillowcases, washing your jackets, keeping hard surfaces clean. We heard so much about that during COVID.
Absolutely.
But it was way before COVID, and it'll be way after COVID. We still need to maintain these good practices, and just unfortunately, there's some families that just can't financially do that.
Right, and then their kids are sick and they miss school, and then the whole cycle of falling behind and falling behind,
Right.
simply because, not simply because, but because
Right.
they can't keep everything as clean as maybe you and I could.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
that-
and it's going to also lead to, besides them missing school, then the parents miss work.
Yes.
And, so like you said, it is that cycle of, it's just, it could be a very vicious cycle.
Yeah, and
So.
it's depressing. I think when parents can't take care of their children, it's just such a sad thing, and they want to do that.
Right.
And with a little bit of help, they can, because as I say, they might have the supplies at the beginning of the month, but by the end of the month, they're running low.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that is great. That was a great education that we just did about the items that you need. Can we go back, Victor, and now see some of those other wonderful photos that Tanaya gave us? Okay, what are we looking at here?
All right. So we are going to be celebrating. It's going to be our first time doing it, but we're going to be doing it annually. It's going to be a Christmas in July.
Woo! Christmas in July.
Christmas in July. Who doesn't want to celebrate Christmas twice a year? So we're going to be, it's going to be at Central Street in Ansonia. Is Clinton AME Zion Church in Ansonia, right behind the old Big Y. That's where they're located. And what we're going to do is really a community event. I want the community to come out, no matter who you are. Enjoy decorating your T-shirt, because we're still going to be in our shorts, but
Yep.
decorate it in a Christmas ugly T-shirt contest, and we're going to be getting some donations for raffles. And so everyone who brings in an item that's from that list before,
Yes.
each item you bring in, you'll get a ticket. And each one of those raffle tickets you could put in to get one of the Christmas gifts for that day. So I just really want it to be fun, though, to bring awareness to our organization
Yes.
and hygiene needs, and just to really let the community be involved in helping their neighbors that they may not know need some hygiene.
For sure. So everybody put July 20th on your calendar, save the date. I hope everybody does that, especially the nice folks in the Valley, because that's what we really want you to remember, that Christmas can happen in July.
Yes.
Who knew? Now we do. Now we do. Okay, is there another picture we can look at and describe? Okay, what are we looking at here?
So we have been growing. I do want to say thank you to the community and to the supporters of Traveler on a Mission who's been providing hygiene products to us. So we've gotten to the point where the Subaru can't hold it anymore. And so we need to,
Okay.
as much as we love her, but we need a little bit bigger vehicle, and that's what we're raising funds for right now. So that's the compact cargo van is our ideal vehicle. It's small enough to get us in and out of some of the parking issues that when we go to different pantries, but it does hold what we can pick up.
Great.
So that's what our biggest need is.
The biggest need. Okay,
Yeah.
do we have another pic? Oh, there's your logo.
There's my
I
logo.
love that. That's bright and clear. And what are we looking at here?
So this is one of our pantries. This is at Spooner House. So each pantry that I mentioned, we have dedicated space.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So they were kind enough to give us a shelf. So this is one of the shelves, and you can see, we stock it, and we leave it up to the pantry workers to say who gets what and how much. They know their clients better than we do.
Right.
We know that their clients are in need. We know what they need, but they know family size more. So we get those reports at the end of the year.
Okay,
Of,
that makes sense.
how we service them. But throughout the year, we just try to keep things stocked as much as we can. So that's just an example, but basically all the pantries have some type of shelving that's like that.
Do they sometimes communicate with you and say, Tanaya, we really sure could use some of this, that, and the other? And then you try and get it to them?
Yes, so there's times that we do get calls on special requests. So especially with our seniors or with the underwear. That's
Yeah.
right. I did not go back to the underwear thing on the list. So there's times when people are going in for social services or just other services,
Yes.
and the caseworkers would, come through conversation, and they would find out that they need underwear.
Right.
And they need different things. So we do carry men's, women, and children underwear. There's certain incontinence supplies that we have as well.
Like the Depends.
The Depends and things like that. So those we get a special request for. And it's just really a phone call. I have a client, male, this age, living in Ansonia, that needs size large Depends.
Yep.
So I just drop it off to them because they're going to service that client. They're going to see them back for other meetings, and then they'll pick it up. So that's when I'm giving the underwear and things like that. So the underwear and the Depends aren't like out.
Right. You don't stock those on the shelves, right?
Yeah, I don't stock those on the shelves, but it's in our inventory.
Yes.
For them to give. So the other location I almost forgot, in Oxford housing. So
Yes.
we also provide those seniors with items.
Right, because that's a
needed.
senior living
It's a senior,
center.
right. So
Right.
we provide them, and it's just a phone call away.
Okay, I think that's great. Okay. Thank you. So we were looking at a picture with some colorful, there we
Yeah,
go.
there
What
we
are
go.
we looking at now?
All right, so we do two different things during the year. So this is our Easter baskets. So we fill Easter baskets filled with hygiene products. I always throw in some candy because how could you get an Easter basket with no
Yeah,
candy?
that would be
Right.
kind
So,
of sad.
yeah, so
yeah.
everyone gets some chocolates for the Easter. But this really comes, and we do this primarily, there's two locations in New Haven. Women of the Village.
Women of the Village.
It's a food pantry. They're off of Dixwell Avenue. And then Varick Food Pantry.
Okay.
And they're both in that same area, and they service the Dixwell Avenue area. So we do service them on holidays, and especially with the
Okay,
with
great.
the Easter baskets. But they love it. It's all for adults. The kids get disappointed, but
Yeah.
it's what the adults need. Plus, I try to throw in a little something sweet for
Yeah,
them.
you make a little something for
A
everybody.
little something.
Okay, and I think
So-
we have one more picture. Oh, there we are.
Okay, so this is new for us. So this is at Team Inc. in Derby. So this is their pantry.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's we service them slightly different too. So we make kits.
Uh-huh.
So there's a grooming kit, shaver, deodorant, shampoo. There's a home kit, so that has the wipes, the detergent,
Okay,
toilet
cool.
paper.
Right.
And then we have a dental kit. So then that's going to be the toothbrush, toothpaste, and
Gotcha,
floss.
gotcha,
So
gotcha.
that's what that's how we service them. It's just easier for the social workers to grab the kit. Because
Gotcha.
for the most part, they're going to need everything in there.
Great. And then we have another picture, I think. What's going on here?
And so this is our stocking stuffer. So this is our biggest event where we have the most volunteers. I think we had about 25 volunteers this year, and we stuffed 250 stockings to give out throughout the valley. So New Haven gets Easter, the valley gets Christmas.
Christmas.
So,
Okay, I got it. I
so
got
each
it.
pantry gets some stockings to give out during their Christmas while they're giving out their turkeys or hams or what have you. So they all get that, and each stocking has a $10 gift certificate to Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, good.
So that's their Christmas treat in the stockings.
Great.
I throw candy in there too, though.
Ah, yeah, who
Right.
can't use a little candy? Okay, now you mentioned volunteers, and I have a question here on my list that says, you know, what does your organization need most? Do you need a certain kind of volunteer? Could you talk to me about your volunteers? And then we don't want to forget about Maturity Works, but first,
Yes.
when you're looking for a volunteer, what are you looking for?
We're looking for someone who understands that hygiene is a basic need. And it's not a new fad, it's something, it's going to be around. It's been around, we just weren't really servicing the need. But someone who has a heart for people and who is compassionate about where people are in their lives at that in particular time. And so those are the personality types. So volunteers, they can either help with the stocking stuffer, they can help with the Easter baskets. We also, pick up and deliver the hygiene products, so
To the pantries? Right.
and then we pick up. So we do hygiene drives throughout that, and we could talk more about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next.
And so we have to go and pick up, all the products that were collected. So the volunteers can help with those type of transportation, mostly transportation. And then we also have, of course, if somebody wants to help with social media, that would be
Yeah.
helpful.
Yep.
Taking pictures, if anyone's good at taking pictures, we do different events in the community.
Yeah.
And so we would need, pictures for that as well. And then our other biggest need, we recently received a grant from the Community Foundation, the Valley Community Foundation, to get inventory software and equipment. So we're looking for an inventory clerk.
Ah, see that, ladies and gentlemen? Tanaya is looking for an inventory clerk, and that is something that would be like a little bit of a paid position.
Right, so we're
Yeah.
hoping to partner with Maturity Works. So
Yes.
Maturity Works is a program that's, I think they're 59 and over. They got to be unemployed. So they have their own requirements of how they do that, but they get training. So, and my background is purchasing and logistics. So I don't mind training someone on inventory. How does that work? What does that look like coming in
Yeah.
and out, money-wise and product-wise? So using the scanner for the barcodes. So I figure I don't mind training, and they're looking for a new skill. It's a perfect match.
Yeah, there you go.
So we've used Maturity Works in the past for administrative work, and it worked out very well. So now that we have this need with the inventory clerk, we would be really looking for someone to reach out to Maturity Works in either the Waterbury office or the New Haven office, since Aunt Sonia's in the middle.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody just come a few hours during the week, because we do have items coming in periodically throughout the week and throughout the month, and just to do the inventory, check dates and put it on the shelves, and that's it.
That's great. I love it. I love it. I think we have a few more pictures that we could show there just to give another little bit of flavor for what, what are we looking at here? Those folks look happy.
Yeah. So those are some of our volunteers stuffing the stockings, and and this is actually at Clinton Church. They've been more than welcoming to us, so they let us use their space for this, and we have a good time. We had Christmas music playing, and we also had sandwiches and stuff, but yep, that's them filling the stocking.
Do we have one more, Victor? Oh, that's
yep. Oh, so this is the pantry at Salvation Army in Ansonia.
Okay.
So this is the shelf that they allowed us to have, and actually when I'm looking at this shelf, one of the requests that came in, so we try different products out. Each pantry has their own clientele.
Right,
exactly. So Salvation Army has a lot of women that go there. So we have sanitary napkins. They're discreetly in the paper bags.
Yeah, there you go.
But we also had Team had a request because more people were asking for that. So Team also now has a package of hygiene.
Okay, I think we have one more photo, Tanaya. And that looks adorable. Are those people getting their thing?
No, actually, those are my volunteers. So we try to make it a family event. And so we always encourage children to come and volunteer with us.
Yes.
Always.
Because they learn that way.
They learn that way. And so I think our youngest was 5. If she was 5, I think she was 5. So we also have some teenagers, and if they need to do their hours for high school. Yeah, so we always have that available too.
Good way for kids to learn. If you don't teach our kids one about the beauty and love of giving,
right,
they won't learn it.
No.
And they learn by watching us adults do these things.
Right.
So we need to do these things and so show our kids, and then they learn, and then they grow up to helping their neighbors as well.
Yes.
So that's really great, really great. Okay, so we want people to hold personal hygiene drives if they can.
Absolutely.
Can they contact the organization and say, Tanaya, we heard you on Community Works and we would like to do a hygiene drive for you. What do we do?
Absolutely. So we love people to host hygiene drives. What they can do when they go onto the website, and you could just send an email. But the form should be on the website to host a hygiene drive. Fill out your company or your organization. So let me tell you who've done hygiene drives. We've had banks, law offices, other civic organizations, churches. Have done hygiene drives. So just about anyone who has a group of people that come together and you want to collect the hygiene products, that is our ideal client. So everyone in the community could participate in hosting a hygiene drive.
And we're running out of time.
Yep.
So we want to put that website information up so that people can see it. For Traveler on a Mission, there you see it, providing essential hygiene products to those in need. There's the website. There's Tanaya's email and her name. And we're so proud of what you're doing, Tanaya. Thank you. Just amazing. So if you need any help, that's where you should go and who you should ask. And there's lots of other things we wanted to talk about. Which we can. They're going to have a 5 for 5 celebration in August to celebrate their 5 years in mission. But may I say this, Tanaya has given us all an opportunity to help our neighbors. We don't have to have a lot of money, although they'll take all the money you want to give them. But here's an opportunity for you to pull some things out of your pantry and bring it to Tanaya, who can bring it to there. So thank you very much for watching Community Works. Thank you, Tanaya, for being with us today.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again next time.